The Little Engine That Could is an illustrated children's book that teaches children the value of optimism and hard work. In the story, a stranded train is unable to find an engine willing to take it on over difficult terrain to its destination. Only the little blue engine is willing to try, and while repeating the mantra, "I think I can, I think I can," overcomes a seemingly impossible task.
I think I can.
A similar story can be told about Nicholas Pham, a boy who wanted to play competitive ice hockey but didn't know how to skate. He never stepped on the ice before, but yet he knew that was what he wanted to do. On the ice was where he wanted to be. But first, he had to convince his parents to allow him to play ice hockey.
We knew he wanted to play ice hockey, but we knew it was very costly, and there was a huge commitment on having to play ice hockey just with the time involved and everything. So we decided to start him off with inline hockey to make sure that he really liked it and that he wanted to continue playing it.
So I started playing because my cousin played goalie and my brother Jacob, he started playing. So obviously when I was little, I wanted to play a sport that he was playing to see if I was better than him. When I first started playing, I played forward. I always was in front of the net, tipping shots, going into the corners. There was no hitting, so it was a lot easier. It was more at ease. The pace was a lot slower. Well, obviously I was younger then, but it was competitive and I loved it. That's why I continued to play.
So after playing inline hockey, he really begged and begged to play ice hockey. So finally we gave in and said okay, and we kind of made a deal with him and said, well, if you keep up with your grades, there won't be a problem with you playing ice hockey. And he agreed to that. So he actually started playing ice hockey when he was in 5th grade.
First time I started playing ice hockey, I remember not knowing how to stop, not knowing how to turn, not even knowing what offsides was. My coaches would always yell at me for being offsides because in inline there was no offsides, so you could go wherever you wanted. And ice hockey is a little different. I started playing at Pee Wee level, so back then that's when kids could hit each other. I got creamed every time I touched the puck. Couldn't stop, so I'd run into the boards to stop. Couldn't shoot the puck. I had to get private lessons to learn how to shoot puck and stop, and that still took me forever. And when I first started playing, I played house for the Lightning, I believe, and did okay that season, and I continued to play throughout the years. I got better, and I played continuously. I played winger, and then adapted to center, and then adapted to defenseman. Well, when I first heard about that there was high school hockey, because I didn't even know there was high school hockey, I thought it was just travel. I was like, oh wow, I can play for a high school team. I'll go try out and see how hard it is. I mean, I thought it couldn't be that hard. Get to the spring tryouts, the kids are like twice my size, a lot faster. The shots would whiz by your head.
First time I saw Nick play hockey would have been the spring tryout that we had. He was an 8th grader going into 9th grade, so he was one of the younger, newer kids coming in.
So I remember taking him to tryouts, and he tried out, and unfortunately he didn't make the team that time. He was quite bummed.
Good experience, I learned from it. After that, I figured I had to pick up my game.
With determination, hard work, and the drive to succeed, Nicholas tries again his freshman year.
When I tried out for the freshman team, obviously it was my freshman year, I was excited. I wanted to see if I could show the coaches that I've improved, not only in my game, but just mentally. I was prepared to play high school hockey. Go to the tryouts. And that was probably one of the worst skates in my life. I didn't bring any water, so all the new kids, we didn't bring any water. We looked down the ice and it was destroyed because we skated a ton. We're like, wow, what if we just ate the ice for water? Because that's literally how we felt, and we did, because we were that desperate for a drink of water. Come to the end of the tryout, everybody has to line up and individually go in and meet the coaches and see if you made it. So I was one of the last kids because it goes seniors and then all the way down to the new kids. So I got in there and it was like, hi, nice to meet you. My name is Marty and Brian and so-and-so. I was like, hi, nice to meet you. They're like, so we saw you skate out there, so we want to know, what should we call you, Nick or Nicholas, because you made the team. I was like, what? It's like, what do you like to be called? And I was like, Nick. Why? And they're like, did you not hear what we said? I was like, no. There's like, you made the team. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, okay, and I just went into shock and they were giving me all these papers. I was like, are you sure I made the team? Okay, cool, in my head. And I come home to my parents, I'm like, guys, I made the team.
And so I remember asking him, did you make the team? And he said, yeah, he made the team. And I was actually quite surprised. He'll tell you to this day that, we didn't believe that he made the team.
They're like, no, you didn't. You're lying. I was like, no, I really made the team.
But actually, I was quite proud being a freshman and making it on varsity hockey. And he actually was the only kid on that team that did not make it in the spring season, but tried out in the fall and actually made the team.
The real thing that really stood out with us that I love about Nick is, so we went around and we asked the new players, we had said, so what position do you play? Well, Nick, this is the first time when I was coaching high school I've ever had a kid tell me this. He said, Coach, I'll play wherever you need me. And that right there tells you the kid wants to play, he'll give you everything he's got, and he's willing to learn. So that was a big difference right there for coaching.
Making the varsity team was his goal, but Nicholas wanted more. He wanted to contribute to the team. He worked hard and became a two-way player.
Why I made Nick a two-way player? Well, the first season, again, season to season, things change. Kids graduate, you have holes on defense, you get holes on forwards, and you try to find a two-way player that can fill that slot. And the first year we played Nick as a forward, and he was, he did very well, but he's a good skater. And he learned that position, and he developed very nicely. Well, then we get into that position where you lose kids, or kids get ineligible due to whatever the various reasons are, and you need people to drop back in at defense. Well, had played in that spot, it was a natural fit. So he really shows that ability to play that two-way game, one defensively and two in that offensive game. And that's a hard thing to find in a player.
Defensively, I think Nick's biggest asset is his skating. He's a very good skater. He's a fast, straight line, and he's also, some players are extremely fast in a straight line. Other players can stop, start, and be fast, and Nick does that. So when he plays defense for us, he can skate the puck out of the zone instead of having to make a pass that might get picked off. This year especially, got more physical. So when guys were coming into our zone or in the neutral zone, he was stepping up and stopping their transition game so we could get it back into their end. So I think just the combination of those two things made him extremely valuable.
I've played hockey with Nick since I was in 8th grade. We were on a house team together called The Rage, and I think that's where we really became really good friends. We used to hang out every day after school. He's very determined, very stubborn player. When he wants to get something done, he goes out there and does it. He can play any position, and that's really what the coach had him do, was whenever he needed him or wherever he needed him, he stepped up to the plate and really got things done. Like I said, very stubborn and very driven to win the game.
What motivates me as a hockey player is just the love for the game of hockey. To be out there on the ice is where my mind is focused just on hockey. I don't have to focus on anything else. And what motivates me is my teammates. My teammates depend on me to do my very best, and I depend on them to do their very best. That's what a teammate is, and that's how you win games. Throughout practice, throughout games, you're thought to put 110% in, and that is what I try to do every single day.
Pham, pick it up.
My motivation was to win as many games and to score and to do whatever I can to be productive on the team. And even with injuries, I still thought I could be a productive man on the team. As a senior, as a leader, I have the power to make a difference and help us win games. So what motivated me, especially my senior year, knowing that it may be the last time, I looked at every day as what if I don't get to play hockey anymore? You'd want to say I went out with playing 110%, and that's what motivates me.
I did it!